and we reached out to Johnson's attorney, Art Horne, for a comment on this situation. He says he will speak out potentially after his client turns himself.
So, as we find out more and more of the saga of young Dolph, there's a connection between Arthur Horne and Yo Gotti and Blac Youngsta. And now we find out that he is the one that's going to be representing Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop. But let's get into it. Y'all ready for this one?
After the shooting where Monique and her son left, they went to TGI Fridays, and then they went to a movie with some family members and saw snakes on a plane.
She went to dinner and
So who is Arthur Horne III out of Memphis? Well, if you really want to know, his combination really comes out of giving help to CMG all the way back into 2013. If you don't know who I'm talking about, well, that's easy to find out. See, there's a rapper on CMG that you guys probably don't know about. His name is Dollar Bill. With that connection, that's where it started. Now, out of his own words himself, Arthur Horne was actually good with producer Drummer Boy. He said he raised him. He said, look at him now. But what I really want y'all to understand is he really came into prominence when he was representing a person you don't know of, but you will now, of Darius Stewart.
They could have did a lot quicker job than what they're doing now, because it sounded like his life was murdered.
What was your to hear?
I just saw a little bit of it, not a lot. Just I couldn't take it. I just couldn't look at it.
Help us to understand just how tough it was for you to read that document. Explain just how tough was it, and why was it so tough?
I mean, it was tough about how he got shot, how he was trying to get away. He was begging for his life. I mean, somebody begging for their life, you should spare him, because he wasn't number a kid. He was a grown man fighting kids, so I don't think he should have killed him. I mean, it could have been any kind of other kind of procedure he could have did. I just feel that he didn't do his job.
More. Now along with my co-counsel Art Horne, here with our client Henry Williams, the father of Darius Stewart. We're here today to express our delight at the Department of Justice opening an official investigation into the circumstances surrounding the death of Darius Stewart at the hand of Connor Schilling on July 17, 2015. It's been nearly 150 days, so this is some welcome news to the family. We are cautiously optimistic that the Department of Justice will do a very thorough investigation. We understand from the U.S. Attorney at Stanton that it will be impartial and it will be very thorough and independent. And we're happy to hear that. We believe the federal government has the resources to thoroughly investigate this matter. We believe that the evidence will be there that will lead to hopefully an indictment at the federal level for criminal charges against Connor Schilling. That's our hopes, but we know that the federal government will leave no stone unturned in the investigation, so we're happy. The father is here today, Henry Williams, and he'll be happy to give his own remarks.
Pretty good. How do you feel right now?
I feel a little better now, like justice like it's trying to get served right now. I really do.
Were you anticipating this?
Yes, sir.
What goes through, this has been such a long, arduous process. What is going through your mind right now?
What's going through my mind right now is that I see that they trying to take care of business and they trying to see justice for my son, and I really appreciate what they're doing right now. So right now I'm in a state that I hope they go ahead and get justice on.
Thank you guys for coming out here today to announce that we have filed a lawsuit against the city of Memphis, the Memphis Police Department, former police director Tony Armstrong, and former officer Connor Schilling for what we believe to be the wrongful in the illegal death of Darius Stewart. We filed what's commonly referred to as a 1983 civil rights action. It's a strange time we're living in, and it is not less than coincidental that on July 17th, 2015, Darius Stewart lost his life. Here we are a year later. On Monday, the city of Memphis told you that they wanted to work with the community, but they had no plan, and there was no point of action to be taken. So we have taken it upon ourselves on behalf of Darius Stewart and on behalf of Darius Stewart's family to take that action for them. So we have filed this lawsuit. We believe it's the only way to hold the Memphis Police Department and the city of Memphis accountable for the countless lives that have been lost, for the continued and systematic trampling of the civil rights of the citizens of Memphis, Tennessee, and Shelby County. We believe this lawsuit speaks to a custom and a practice that is long-standing of police officers hiding behind each other and not protecting, not serving, but rather serving as a warrior. We're hopeful the city will hear this, will look at this complaint, understand the seriousness of the nature of this. The Supreme Court in Tennessee versus Garner in 1985 first addressed the notion of Memphis police officers shooting unarmed black men while they're attempting to flee. And here we are, 2016, filing yet another civil rights lawsuit by an unarmed black man who was attempting to flee from Officer Connor Schilling. We believe justice will be served today.
Now, they ultimately lost that case. They tried to get him to get indicted. They didn't. They brought up a civil suit, but it didn't happen. Then you had the case, and this is the case that essentially brought him to real prominence. You ready? Here we go.
Chris Banks, the man shot by Memphis police while running from them nearly a year ago, a free man tonight. The officer who shot him and resigned his position, however, was booked today on assault and DUI charges. Local 24 News was there as Banks was reunited with his family. Weekend anchor Annette Pegler joins us live now from the studio with reaction from him, his mother, and his attorney. Annette?
Well, Richard, it was an emotional reunion between Banks and his family outside of 201 Poplar this evening. He was released nearly a year since his arrest for running from police during a traffic stop back in September of 2018. Banks says he just wants to be with his family and make up for lost times. Martavius Banks was greeted by hugs, balloons, and smiles as he walked out of 201 Poplar hours after his attorney worked out a plea deal in court.
Thank everybody for doing what they did for me and coming up, you know, a lot. I'm just really thankful to be still here out of 14 shots.
Banks pleaded guilty to evading arrest and unlawful possession of a weapon. The other two misdemeanor charges he faced prior to the shooting were dropped.
The majority of his cases were driving cases. And this is a problem that plagues many young people in the city of Memphis, is they don't have a driver's license.
Ironically, the same day Banks was released from jail, the former Memphis police officer who shot him, Jamarcus James, was booked on charges of assault, DUI, and public intoxication.
They say God shows you a lot of signs, and I think this just one of them. I said from day one he was a bad apple in the bunch, you know, so I also said that he needed some counseling.
The focus now is getting Banks' license reinstated so that he can begin his transition back into society. He says he's looking forward to spending time with his children.
I'm just going to be with my family, make up for a lot of time, just do what I got to do, stay out the way.
All right, and Banks will have to serve 2 years probation. His attorney, Arthur Horne, says his team is now shifting its focus to a civil suit against the Memphis Police Department. Live from the studio, Annette Pegler, Local 24 News.
But since I'm dealing with the lawyer and I know he'll see this because, you know, they have offices and stuff, I have to be fair in what I'm saying, or I could be held liable for misinformation. So this is what I'm going to make sure to do. He got Blac Youngsta off. Blac Youngsta was facing 20 years. Here's out of his own words. He said the evidence was weak, so we were able to negotiate a dismissal on all charges on his case. According to police report, 2 vehicles were traveling north 500 block of North Caldwell Street in Charlotte when occupants of both vehicles exchanged gunfire. Benson was in Charlotte to perform at the CIAA basketball tournament. And his lawyer said, and I will read verbatim, He wasn't there at the time of the shooting, and he had other people that could point him and put him someplace else at the time it happened, Horne said. And all these are reputable people. No one was hit by the gunfire, but multiple people reported their homes and vehicles were damaged by bullets. Charges were also dropped against Benson's associates, Frederick Blac and Antavius Gardner, he said. Memphis rapper, Young Dolph, but that goes into it. We're not really going to get into all that. But that's how he got him off. But there's a dark side to it in a case that he beat, where they allege that he had essentially kidnapped and assaulted a woman. Now, he beat those cases, or beat those charges.
5 following days of deliberations, a jury today found Memphis attorney Art Horne not guilty of rape, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. However, he was found guilty of misdemeanor assault. Prosecutors say he beat, strangled, and raped a woman in March of 2017 after they got into a fight. But the defense argued the woman wanted revenge after learning Horne had a child in another relationship. Sentencing for misdemeanor assault is set for October. Now,
but this is who he is. He's a reputable, popular lawyer in Memphis. But one thing you can't deny is this right here. Y'all want me to enlarge it? I'll catch y'all at the live tonight.
Can you explain what happened in court today?
We entered a not guilty plea, and we set it for a report date. We'll come back next Friday for a report.
And were certain conditions set on his bond?
Yeah, basically he's to stay away from the alleged victim and not have any contact with her or her family.
And he has to wear a GPS monitor, is that right?
Yes.
And no gun or alcohol use, is that?
Pardon me?
He can't have a gun or alcohol?
No, he doesn't have a handgun permit. But while this case is pending, he's not allowed to have a gun.
So you'll be back in court November 4th?
Yeah, we'll be back next week, next Friday.
Okay. What happened on the 24th as far as the facts of the situation?
We feel pretty confident that once the full story is heard, that our client will be found innocent and that he can move on from this case. But at this time, I'm not really at liberty to go into the facts.
This Daddy Nash. You know, it's a lot of fraudulence going on right now. It is. It really is. You know, still got to stick to code, bro. I don't care where you at. Outside America, London, Russia, wherever. Africa. Let me walk with you real quick. Middle of Sudan. Buddy on paperwork, we can't ignore him. Took the whole team down, he told the whole story. Gotta kill him right now, waiting for the warning. Sit outside all night, I get boring. Buddy on paperwork, we can't ignore him. Took the whole team down, he told the whole story. Gotta kill him right now, waiting for the warning. Sit outside all night, I get boring. You said names and they ain't hide your damn shame. Times change, I seen Alpo on the dang stage. If you was gang shit and entertain a cage state. If I catch you, I'll stretch you in the worst way.